Rise. Norm, would like to have a word of prayer.
Father, thank you for bringing us here today. Keep your hand on us as we make decisions that affect all the people in Orange County. Give us wisdom in our decision making and keep us in your good faith. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for attending. There's coffee and donuts. My wife would have made some home-baked goods, but she's taking care of my sister is extremely ill, so my wife's been helping take care of her. But them donuts are from Linton. I expect everybody to have one. Whether you like me or not, have a donut and a cup of coffee. It's all good. Okay. Roll call. Commissioner Warner? Yep. Commissioner Rist? Here. Sam? Here. Approval of minutes, gentlemen. I'm sure you just had time to look at the minutes. Any questions, concerns?
Move to approve.
All in favor? 3-0. Go through the claims. Payroll is $320,826.51. Everybody got the money? Okay. Regular claims are $314,055.41. Out of cycle claims, which considers utilities, Toshiba and Visa, $23,829.34. Total payroll and claims, $658,711.26.
Move to approve payroll and claims.
Second.
All in favor? 3-0. Sheila?
You have a new schedule of fund balances in front of you. Settlement came in yesterday, so everything for the year is in there. The list was processed yesterday, it will be added in there. End of the day, I believe it is today. If not, it'll be tomorrow, and that's all the money everybody's getting from the state and settlements. It's three funds that we're still working on. Any of the grant funds that are in the red are carryovers, so we're not worried about those. Still working on the payroll clearing one, gonna have it fixed hopefully by Monday. And we're just trying to keep an eye on it, encouraging everybody, depending on where we go in the budgets. If you need to encumber, make sure you get them in, use what you have to ensure in case your funds, some of them don't cut. Again, we're still looking at numbers, trying to figure out who's exactly going to get what. County general fund was not cut, I will say that to everybody. And we'll try to figure out the rest of it if you're not sure. There's a few things. I don't see, Chris, will you help remind me on the Allen Hall Memorial Fund
Yes.
has $5,000 that needs to be paid by December 31st,
Good.
so it's got to get in this cycle. And then again, there's a few others, and I'm going to reach out to all the departments and let them know. You've got a few line items in the red, get transfers done, and I would like to have everything done before Christmas break, because those last 3 days of the year, when we come back, are not going to be fun trying to finish up. So please work with us. Most of you are good, thank you. The other thing you have in front of you are your blue sheets, and they're the monthly bank statements.
Yes.
Again, if you have questions or concerns, there's Shelley.
Appreciate getting these very much. Thank you, Shelley.
You do have a clean set of numbers in front of you as well in comparison from last year to this year.
How we looking, Shelley?
I don't like that stare.
I had to throw it out there, so good, thank you. When's the date for encumbrances? Final date?
They will all have to be submitted by January 31st.
January 31st, so heed or warning, guys, if you, or all department heads, anybody, if you got money you need to encumber and you gotta,
Any claims, any estimates, any possible expenditures you're gonna have the first 2 or 3 months of the year. If you have that, that can be turned in with an encumbrance. It does not have to be spent, it does get an estimate only. So keep that in mind as you're trying to plan ahead and looking at your budgets, if it'll help carry anything forward.
Thank you, Sheila. Old business, county attorney or jail project review timeline and financing.
We are making progress. I know there's going to be a conference call tomorrow morning with some folks to talk about finance and kind of where we are in the timeline.
So we're pretty much on schedule, on track.
I think so.
Okay. I know that we do have an executive session today at noon. I can't discuss anything about that to the public. But it'll bring some more information to us, and we'll get that out to the public as soon as possible. So, but time frame, we're moving right along on the jail. We'll get some more information today and see where that takes us. Of course, the budget is in. As you know, there are some cuts in the budget. Some pretty hefty cuts. County Highway took a beating. And it's bad. But Sheila has been working with DLGF, is that who it is? They're going over some different numbers and stuff. Hopefully we'll get some good news. I think Sheila feels pretty positive we might see some changes, but nevertheless, we need to be mindful of our budget, and I suggest that all department heads be here Monday night at the council meeting when they discuss budget. That's their last meeting of the year, is that correct? So I'm sure there's going to be some discussion about the budget, some ideas and goals and stuff. The county commissioners are extremely concerned for the county highway, rightfully so. But we're picking up tabs and bits and pieces of good information yesterday and today. I'll have more information hopefully by the end of the week to be able to present to the commissioners and the Chad and the public about some funding for the highway. So, but we've got to take in mind that the budget is kind of worrisome, to say the least. But God's in control, so we'll just pray for good news to come up.
The 1782 notice has come back, and council, again, allowed Anton, Polly, and I to work together to try and get the numbers figured out and what we need to do. Until we sign it and send it back, which it is due next Wednesday, they're not final. I will say as of right now, and do not expect any cuts. Everybody in the general fund was approved. All of the other funds were approved except for the levy fund. If you're a part of the levy fund, you need to be getting a hold of Polly or Anton or the commissioners and make sure that you're here. That all the others at this time were approved. So if you're worried and raises are still there, those kinds of things, unless something drastically happens between now and next Wednesday when we submit that 1782, they don't expect again any of the funds in the general fund or the grants, 1170, those are all okay. It is only the levy funds, which is your King Cap, the King Bridge, clerk the re-election, registration, and then who's the other, levy fund, I don't have a notice in front of me. And again, the highway, unfortunately, they average a 3.5, give or take, over the years in a budget, and the state cut to 1.9. So that is where we're working. We're trying to rearrange numbers, trying to figure out how to get them up at least to their budget. The 4 million was cut right off the top, which was kind of expected, but we never expected them to cut down to 1.9 million in your general everyday operations. So those are the numbers. We're still working with DLGF, trying to move around, weighing all the options in every direction to try and get that one built up. Couple of the funds, EMS, reassessment, they got more than what was asked for. So some of those numbers could possibly be moved around and help. We're waiting again to hear back from DLGF and what we can get done to help the highway. And that to me is the primary goal right now.
Yeah, so, I mean, so the public's here and people, the public's listening, you know, we still working on some things. Sheila's been, you know, every day nonstop, and I know the council is aware of it. Sheila and Anton and Paulie met the other day and talked about it. We got some avenues we're gonna dig into to try to move some money around, to help the highway. We cannot operate on a $2 million budget for the county highway. I want the public to understand that. There's just no way. We spend over $1 million in payroll. That's not rocket science. You gotta buy fuel and oil and stuff like that, so, but we do have some avenues that Sheila's been due diligent on, to try to find, some money. I'll be getting another call back either today or tomorrow from NDOT to discuss, we was cut our CCMG money altogether. So the public knows that, normally the state gets $400 million. I'm sorry, this is on you, but might as well discuss it. $400 million a year for CCMG roads, pavement roads. The General Assembly cut that back to $100 million. So they cut 75% of the budget. We was approved $0. I did make some phone calls yesterday. I spoke to Commissioner Risk. He was at the conference. I thank you for going up there and helping us out on that. He discussed with NDOT yesterday too, and I spoke to NDOT yesterday and long term, and they are working on our problem to see if there's any avenue for us. We have some things that we're gonna have to change and adjust, and we'll discuss that. Chad, it's just unfortunate they cut 75% of the budget. But the good news that I received yesterday from NDOT was that a lot of the money that they allocate throughout the course of a year, some of that, you want this closed? Can you close that? Doesn't get spent by some counties. So some of that money is starting to come back in. So what money that is sent back gets pushed right back out to the county. They don't keep it. So there is a glimmer of hope. We probably won't know nothing till late January, whether we're going to receive anything or not. And we have changes to make for our July approach. Things are changing, folks. Money's tight, budgets are changing, legislation is changing stuff. And Senate Bill 1 is Dusty's here. I can't explain Senate Bill 1. My God, shoot, Lord, have mercy, I've tried. Better hold on to your hats. It could be terrible. It could be worse than it is now. Hope not, but anyway, the department heads, if you got money, make sure you get it encumbered. Okay. Dusty, short brief for Tyler Technologies. Sheriff's back here, and he'll tell you that ignorance of the law is no excuse. Correct, Sheriff? Boy, when it comes to some stuff, I'm as dumb as they come. You're talking about ignorant. Now, a lot of you might know this. If I'm the only one here that didn't know this, I'm really gonna feel bad. I didn't know that, the county's assessment of our properties is only done quarterly. Quarter of the county is done every year. I didn't know, I thought they did, everybody got assessed every year. Don't work that way, does it? So, when I got my tax thing in the mail like everybody else did, and the envelope was about that thick, I realized, oh my, I better sit down. When I looked at it, I'm like, whew, it's bad. And Dusty will admit to you that they went up, they are. But my property only gets assessed once every 4 years. So I sat down, and I'd like for the two commissioners here to please, before you just leave today, make an appointment, sit down and talk to him. I sat down and spent 2 hours with you a week ago, and he printed out some sheets for me that I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm the guy that spills coffee on your new sweatshirt every morning. These are tax forms that you get from Dusty about your property. We went over these in detail, and he explained some things to me that I was totally unaware of, and I appreciate what you did. But first of all, I want to apologize to you, because I jumped on you at the last meeting, because my assessed value went up $60,000, and I thought it was just on my garage, and my garage is now worth more than. But you have to look, you have to read between the lines, so to speak. Is that correct, Saint, sir?
Yes, sir.
And he pointed out to me, so it was the overall assessment, even though, yes, it did go up $60,000, but it's only assessed every 4 years. So he explained a lot of things to me, and I appreciate what he did, but I do want to apologize to you for jumping the gun on you. I hope you forgive me. It was no ill intent. I'm just like a lot of taxpayers. You open up your tax thing, my God, this went up $60,000, $70,000, $100,000. First thing you want to do is,
Staying on my desk.
thank you, Senator.
You're not the first one.
No, it won't be the last, will it?
No, sir.
So, for Dusty's sake, and for anybody's listening, if you get this and you look at it and you don't understand it, the best thing to do is go sit down and talk to him face to face. And before we make any decision on Tyler Technologies today, because we cannot make an informed decision on this contract until the other two fellow commissioners go sit down and speak to this man right here. I'm not gonna agree to a 4-year contract with Tyler Technology until these two guys have the information at their hand that you can explain to them. I spoke to Troy Freeman from Tyler Technology, again, yesterday, I believe it was. He would like to come and explain to us, and not a public squabble session. He would like to come explain to us what Tyler does. And I'm good with that. I think that'd be a wonderful thing. But if anybody's got any complaints about their overall assessment, it's not gonna be here in the public meeting in a gripe session to the commissioners. They need to come stand on your desk,
Yep.
or make an appointment to stand on your desk. Is that a fair assessment?
Yep.
Anybody got any questions about that? A lot of you know more about tax stuff than I do. I found out a lot of things when I talked to Troy Freeman. They have a 4-year contract that they want us to sign, and I asked him yesterday, I said, the commissioners are not in the habit of signing lengthy contracts. And he said he understood that. I asked him if there was any way that we could have a 1-year contract until we get all of our questions answered. And he said he will check onto that. He was very nice about it. He said he's gonna get back to me. So I'm waiting to hear back from him on that, Dusty. But in the meantime, I appreciate both fellow commissioners to set up an appointment with Dusty before his leave today, and gain the information that I gained. Let's bring it all back together. After the 2 hours I spent with you, sir, I'm a little more educated, but I'm still as dumb as a stump when it comes to how this works. I don't know how anybody processes this. You?
Write a check.
Write a check. I guess, and a lot of people do. So, Tyler is going to come. They're going to explain it to us. Then when they get, we'll see when he's going to have that meeting. Gentlemen, we're going to have to call another meeting We do have one on the 18th. We'll have to have another meeting after that to finalize a few things, and this may be one of them. You guys okay with that? Any questions, concerns? Ladies, you know about this? Yes.
That's why, in the last one I said, you should always go and get a property card and communicate with them. If you tear something down or if you add something, it's not gonna catch up until they do that next one. So you've always gotta be in communication with them, because they don't know if something burnt, they don't know if something was taken down, they're not gonna know if you add something. You have to keep in communication.
And that's where and I appreciate you saying that, because when I went in there, I'm like, you know,
Because most people come out like you did, once they figure out how it works.
once he said and explained to me for 2 hours, and he sat with me 2 hours, he would have stayed all day with me.
Right,
I know he would have.
right.
But then when I realized that my property only gets assessed once every 4 years, people make a lot of changes in those other 3 years that they don't know anything about
Right.
until they go back out and somebody looks that you built a barn or add addition or whatever the case may be. So I appreciate you, Dusty, for the information that you did share with me. I know some people are thinking, well, dear God, Dusty doesn't know what he's doing and stuff like that. And I can't tell you if I know what you're doing or not, because I don't understand it. But I tell people,
Yeah, there's a whole lot of misinformation and confused information out there about it.
but I'm just, I mean, they printed out my house and the garage and laid it out and showed the card. I went, like Diane said, I went and talked to Dusty, and he explained it to me, and I'm like, I'm better off now than I was when I came into your office. So once again, I apologize to you, sir. I tell the public, please reach to Dusty if you got any questions about your assessment. You got anything to say, sir? No, you go ahead.
So if, if somebody does like Diane's talking about, comes in and tells you they've had a change, they tore something down, they added, do you make that adjustment then, or do you wait till the 4-year cycle?
Well, it depends on when we can prove that it was done. See, hypothetical, let's say you came in today and told me that you tore your barn down. Well, all the assessments are as of January 1. So as of January 1 of 25, your barn was there. As far as I'm concerned, if you tore it down last year and you're telling me about it now, I can't prove that it was, so I can go from this point, when you tell me, forward. So as of January 1 of 26, I'll take it off.
Okay,
So that there's a whole timeline on everything, and that can be different depending on the situation. It's as clear as mud.
no, I get it, I wasn't sure if you could adjust it, or if you had to wait for that cycle.
Yeah, no, so the other thing, new construction happens every year. If we find out that you built something, however we find out, we put it on wherever it is at that point. So that may be, if we can show that it was, if we find out about it today, let's say you built a barn. We find out about it today, but I can see it in aerial photos for last year. I know it was there, so I can go back and put it on. Usually I don't go back. If going back in, it gets messy. But when we find out that point moving forward, it's usually rule of thumb what we do. The other thing, yes, boots on the ground, we only do every 4 years. Except for what we do annually is new construction or that kind of thing. Mobile homes get done annually. Personal property mobile homes get done annually, let me rephrase. And of course, the market adjustments happen every year. So that's everything. So yes, we're only boots on the ground every 4 years, but your values will fluctuate also. So if any changes happen on a new garage, or you tear something off, or one of those things, that kind of happens every 4 years unless it's a new construction and we know about it, then we'll pick it up. but there's a lot of things we don't know about. So we pick them up every 4 years.
And I'm still digging into it since I talked to him, talking to some other people about it as well, trying to gain as much knowledge because I was blind. I'm like Sheila, just go in and write a check. Yes, hello.
And taxes run a year behind, so that gets very confusing. So you didn't pay for 25s this year, you paid for 24 and 25. So if it got assessed for 25, you're gonna pay for it next year, and that's 25 payable in 26.
Great
So
point.
it's gonna take another year for that to go away, because 25's taxes are not paid until next year.
Is that good news or bad news?
Well, it will get taken off, but you're
Yeah.
not gonna get charged for something that wasn't there.
Right.
It was there in 25. So next year, when you pay 25 payable 26, you're still gonna pay for it. And then when 26 taxes are due payable in 27, it will be gone.
Yeah.
So once
So
again,
it may be on there a year longer than what people think, but
It's
it's
very
really not,
deceiving.
because taxes run a year behind.
Say a house burns down in May of 25, okay? It was there as of January 1 of 25, but it was gone as of January 26, 25, okay? You pay your tax bill on that house of 25 and 26, so in 26, that house is gone, and you're still paying taxes on it. But that's how the system works. Now, when they rebuild that house in 26, it wasn't there as of January 1 of 26, it won't go on until January 1 of 27, so you won't pay for it until 28.
basically, once again, it's clear as mud.
It's clear as mud.
Everybody out there good, clear as mud? Okay, we're all on the same page.
Couple other things. When they were here before, they told the percentage of Indiana that Tyler did as opposed to the other companies that do this, which there's like 4 of them, right, in the whole state? What was that percentage again?
I don't know. off the top
Don't
of my
remember?
head.
Okay.
A large.
I mean, it was most of the state, if I
Yeah.
remember right, most of the counties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
We're good, bud. I'm sure we'll be back and we'll get a meeting
Yeah.
scheduled up. And
By all means, come see me, we'll sit down and talk
yeah,
about it.
because it was very interesting, even though I do understand more, but not enough. But I'm learning more every week, trying to understand the tax, because it's tough. Clear as mud, right, Diane?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, Dustin, appreciate it.
Thank you, Diane. Thank
Chief.
you, fellas. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Dustin.
Chief, gun range, visit review.
We met,
Monday? Monday?
Met out there Monday with adjacent property owners. The meeting went really well. A lot of good discussion. I think a lot of concerns were mentioned, were talked about, and I hope the questions were answered that needed to be answered. We had some discussion about some ideas for minimizing noise. Sheriff and I are gonna look into that and how feasible some of these things are. Some safety concerns were discussed. We were able to kind of go over with the people there, how the process of qualification works. I think there was some misunderstanding as far as people thought that officers were out there just randomly shooting, didn't understand how that process goes. So we were able to explain that process to them and go over our safety procedures and protocols that are in place. So ultimately, I think it was a really good discussion. I appreciate them coming out and talking about it. I think the primary concern and takeaway from the people there were 2 things, I think, mostly. One is the MOU that they presented, and just in general, they still, or at least a couple of them, were still pretty adamant on wanting some type of information in writing on how and when the range was going to be used. Secondly, Another big concern was the topic of whether outside agencies are gonna be using the range, as opposed to just the sheriff's office and Spencer PD. That was a pretty lengthy conversation we went over a few times. So I think generally all the people around, they were very much supportive and pro law enforcement and training. I mean, they understand and they want the officers to be able to train. That was never an issue with them. The issue was obviously the noise around the property and some of the safety concerns. Again, I really hope we address those and they feel a lot more comfortable now with that. I can't address the written, signing a written agreement part of it. That's beyond me. I will tell you that some of the things in the MOU are just not feasible for us to be able to do. And like I told them, I don't want to promise them anything that we can't follow through with. It's just hard to do. So, and as far as the other agencies go, I understand. I'm completely understanding with them. I think in trying to be good neighbors and get along and have a range that we can train at safely and efficiently, and have a place that we can do the training that we desperately need to do, and at the same time, not affect the people's lives as much as possible around there. I would, and the sheriff and I discussed this, and on the same page with this as well. I think at this time, I would recommend that the range just be a county use range only. I think that would help a lot in the area. You have adjacent property owners now that are bringing this up. Commissioner Risk and I personally went around and listened. It's loud in the entire town of Packardburg. You can hear the range. So I would think if there's multiple range days out there, you're probably going to get more people that are going to be concerned about it. So I think limiting that to the county use, I think would help a lot with some of their concerns and some of the issues. I think right off the bat, and I think that's fair. I think it's fair to them. I think it's fair to us. And then as far as the MOU part of it goes, again, that's going to be, I can't sign an agreement or a contract. That's up to the commissioner.
Okay. Two things I want to address, so let's address the second one first. And you and the sheriff are both in agreement. No outside agencies, correct?
Us and Spencer.
Yeah, it's Spencer. And I agree. It's been a long time coming to get your own range. And it's nice to make sure that we got a good range out there to qualify your staff and Spencer PD. Other outside agencies, I think it brings more times being out there using the range, but I think it brings a big liability to the county as well, in my personal opinion. So on that part of it, I'll make a motion that the gun range to be used only by county deputies and Spencer PD. Is that you guys' agreement, understanding?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I got back up. State police, sir, they got their own range.
They have their own range, yeah.
No, I'm sure they did. DNR, they got their,
Yes, DNR has a range, and that's something that, we've never been asked by either of those agencies to utilize our range as far, and that, one of the explanations with the people out there was when we're talking about department qualifications. That is, when the entire department is out there, the range out there is a 12-lane range. So that's when all 12 lanes are filled and 12 people are shooting at once. that's when it's really loud.
Sure.
If you have one shooter out there that comes out to sight a gun or something like that, again, I've driven the property and listened, the birds are louder than hearing that one gun, and the people that are around the area are understanding of that, and are like, you know, the comments that were made were that's no different than someone out target shooting or hunting or something like that, they weren't really concerned about that. Other than a notification process, I did establish an email list, so that when we do qualifications, I can send, you know, put something on our social media and send an email out to these people, let them know, you know, hey, here's when we're gonna be shooting. There was some concerns or some asks about being able to be notified when an individual shooter is gonna go out there, and I told them I just don't know how that's going to be possible to do, because it could come up, I could get a phone call right now saying, you know, hey, one of the firearms, something was damaged or something happened, and I've got to make a repair and go out and test it.
Sure.
That could happen right now, I just don't know when that's gonna occur, so. And the other thing was them, you know, being, trying to be good neighbors for us as well, and the ask was, well, what if we hear shooting over there, and we don't know if it's just some random person that's trespassing on the range shooting, you know, we don't know if it's law enforcement or if it's, so what we're going to do with our staff is if they're out there shooting, if a deputy thinks, you know, hey, I need to sight this weapon in or something, of course, our rule is it's two people, so you know, a deputy cannot go out there by himself to shoot. He has to have another police officer with him. So it's law enforcement only on the range. So they would go and sign a key out to the gate in the squad room, and they would notify dispatch, hey, I'm going to be out of the range, and then they would notify them when they're back. So if one of the property owners hears an individual out there shooting, they could call dispatch and say, hey, you know, I hear someone shooting out of the range, don't know if you're aware of it or not, and the dispatch can tell them, yes, it's one of the officers, and confirm that with them, so. So yeah, I think we got most of it handled, and I think everybody left with, you know, a lot better idea and a lot better, knowledge of how things work, and I think it's gonna work out.
Good.
You know, pretty well, but again, to get back to it, what you asked, the only time I've had either DNR or even ISP, and typically not ISP, but DNR has asked before if they've had one or two conservation officers that didn't make their department qualifications at their own range, and they need to get them in and qualify them quickly. They've asked, you know, hey, can we come down and shoot, you know, a couple of people at your range? Not shoot a couple people, but that's what we say, anyway. Qualify a couple people at your range. So that would be about the only thing they would ask for. And again, in the last 5 years, probably at least, I haven't had any departments call and ask to use the range for department qualifications. So I don't expect that to be happening either. So yeah, that would be the only time I can think of somebody asking or requesting that.
That would be the only stipulation that I'd have in this, that if something did come up and somebody from DNR or something needed that qualification, I want to make sure they have access to it. They work our county, but not as a group in a whole, you know what I'm saying? The whole team's not going to come out there and qualify, but if
Matt and Caleb,
Caleb.
who work here, who work with us, who are our backup,
That's
we are
right.
their backup.
That's right.
If they needed to make sure their gun was on because they dropped it in a foot pursuit or something like that, obviously, we don't want them going the rest of their shift or a week without having their gun properly sighted.
Absolutely.
That's foolish and irresponsible.
So I want to make a amendment to that motion. It's not going to be any outside agencies, but due to, like the sheriff and chief just said, if DNR or somebody needed something, they are, you know, there are backup and stuff like that. We're going to allow them to get qualified and do the sighting in or whatever they need to be done. That's my change on the order. I just want to make sure people are aware that if DNR needed something, we're going to accommodate the need, like the sheriff spoke about.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. When it comes to the MOU of understanding, we'll turn this over to the county attorney. I've read the MOU. I don't,
Yeah, I've got some concern about it, and I think I'd like to talk about those concerns with the three of you in the executive session today.
Good. Good. Yeah, I have several concerns about that as well, so, okay, sounds good. Thank you, Matt, and thank you for the public that went out there to meet with the chief, and, this has been a long time coming, it's gonna be a good thing.
I hope, I don't think anyone's here that was out there. I hope the fact that they didn't come to the meeting today is a good sign that the meeting went well with us.
Yeah,
Out of the rain.
that's exactly what I was thinking, nobody's here, and,
Hopefully they had the questions they needed answered, and they have my contact. If they have any further questions, you know, I've told them they're welcome to contact me anytime. And moving forward, we will, like I told them, start, you know, as the new year starts, we'll start planning training dates. I will get them information out on when we plan on doing department shoots months in advance, and I will notify them as we get closer to the date. You know, and I have no problem doing that. I don't think that's too much to ask, and that's perfectly fine. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have an open line of communication, and it'll go fine. So.
good. Well, I'm glad you had a good meeting, glad it's going well, so progress. Highway Department, you're last. You're last.
Your last.
Sorry. Storage unit resolution. We have talked about this. This is my opinion, I know the other commissioners, we've discussed this as well. Moving on with the jail project, we are not in the storage unit business. I mean, this is my personal opinion, you guys, you know, I respect whatever you decide. It is, we got a lot of double locked storage units, a lot of people hasn't paid and stuff like that, and I understand times are hard and people can't pay, but for me personally, this is a project that it's run its course. We're gonna need every dime we can get to facilitate building a jail. And I would like to see us, as a group, as a board of commissioners, do away with the storage units effective January 1 of 2026. Anybody that has their stuff in the storage unit will have till July of 2026 to get their stuff out. And I think it behooves us as commissioners to get a value on that property, whether it be somebody else that's interested in the storage unit business, which I've had a couple of people reach out to me about that, which is a good thing, but I think we need to figure out what our value is of that property and move forward. But I'm not in the storage unit business. It's been kind of a headache all along. Yeah, the money that we're getting now goes to the jail fund for to build a new jail. And whatever money we have in there will continue to go there, but I don't want to be in the storage unit business. That's my take.
There was some talk of repurposing some of those buildings at one time for the highway department. Is that something where we'd want to look at the price with and without? See what the difference is? And
You know, you can look at it both ways.
Yeah. I was just wondering if it would cost us more to build a building like that than it would to move one of those or re-engineer those into something that we need.
And just my opinion, I've not checked into that at all. You can build a building cheaper than you can tear these down
Okay.
and go put these up. And we know that's an issue for the county highway to get a building out there, and we are still working on that. But my opinion is we dissolve the storage units once again, but you know, there's three of us, and it's just one opinion. Please, you don't have to accept what I'm saying. at all. It's a board's decision, but that's where I'm at with it. Take the headache off the auditor's office.
Do we have people interested in it now, Sam? You said you had a
I've had a couple of people call me about it.
I think I would like to get it appraised then and see what it's worth and go from there.
I think that's your next step. If you're interested in getting rid of them in that way, in other words, just selling them outright, I think you ought to find out through a request for proposals, you know, what you may be able to do with it.
Okay.
Or do you just want to sell them outright?
What's your thoughts, guys?
We need a motion for that to get them appraised.
Give them a price.
Yeah, I'll make that motion. We'll get an appraisal on the storage unit property.
I'll second.
Motion on the floor, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. All right, good deal.
He's gonna reach out to whoever write the RFPs and all that stuff.
Yes, yes,
January or July, what was your date?
July
That stuff
1st.
Taken out, July 1st.
Oh, let me, hang on a minute. God, I missed a key part of this. Sorry, Diane, you're gonna have to watch over me a little better than this. Gonna back up. Beep, beep, beep. That how you do it? There's 5 storage units. One storage unit houses the sheriff, chief Devin, and whoever. That storage unit itself will not be part of this. Them storage units are gonna stay. We will own that set of storage units. Don't know, have an idea how long it's gonna be, get to jail. You guys got a place to stay. Chris Lunsford, I think Chris, how are you? Once you guys get moved out and all stuff like that, he's requested sometime back that he has, access to those storage units, because we always need a place to keep stuff. Junk or stuff. That one storage unit, the L-shaped storage unit, will not be part of the appraisal.
So I think we've got, some stuff in a few of the other storage units that are in the, I guess, the active side.
Well,
That stuff need to come out.
no,
too, by
no,
January.
so let's, yeah, I appreciate Matt bringing that up.
I
Clarify
don't know if
something.
anyone else has anything in there, any of the other.
The county,
Is that on a separate parcel, or are we gonna have to split the parcel?
split it. We're not gonna get rid of it. I don't think we should. Chris needs, this is a storage unit, public. This is where the sheriff and his team are housed at this moment. They got some storage over here. There's 4 units over here. This is the lane that comes off a hillside. We want to keep this storage unit. This will be part, you know, we may end up selling the property over here, but this will be part of EMS and storage once the sheriff's office and jail and stuff gets built. These 4 units can be appraised and sold. I'd like for us to keep this unit right here. We all know that you never have enough room to store stuff. And this is valuable. We spent quite a bit of money getting this remodeled. It's got offices in it, kitchen, shower. This will not be part in my,
So we're going to get a surveyor then?
yeah, we'll have to get surveyed and get this split and stuff like that, but Chris is, I know he said sometime back, we talked about this a long time ago, that he would like to have access to this, to help store stuff, or in his needs. And we never know what we never know if we're gonna need another office for somebody. And it would work good for somebody's office. Kitchen, it's got everything that you need. Sheila wants it.
If that's still the sheriff's department's building and Chris takes over that, can we charge him rent?
Yes, and that rent will be $6,500 a month. Just throw that out there. I want to keep this in the county's possession, guys, so let's, if Yin's okay with that, I mean, I'm just one guy.
So do we need to amend that motion to include a split of the property?
Yeah, go ahead, make your,
All right. So.
unless somebody's watching over him besides me.
So I'll amend my motion
Your motion.
that we split the building 2 property off from the other 4 buildings, 1, 3, 4, and 5, and then get those 4 buildings and the property that they set on appraised for their value, understanding that we're keeping building 2 and the property it sits on.
I'll second that.
Anybody else got anything? I'm sure I'm gonna forget something else, so. That sound good? You guys? Yeah, Chris?
The only other thing I would have is, all that property was purchased together,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a house that's set where our parking lot is.
Mm-hmm.
So our parking lot is gonna need to be split from that section also.
So you're talking about parking over here, right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That was all part of the original property?
Pardon me?
You said it's all part of the original property?
Yeah, yeah.
Right here.
That's how it came about was.
So could we not?
Our building was set there,
Oh,
we needed to purchase where
Split it
that house
through
used
here.
to set.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's split it right there.
And when we did that, the owners of the storage units at the time says, well, I won't sell that one parcel where the house was at, I'll sell all of it. So the county ended up buying all of it because we was planning on moving the jail over there also, so it made sense.
Right.
But I guess what I'm saying is where our employee parking lot is probably part of that parcel also. So I would split
can we
Right
split right down the alley and?
right down that alley.
Okay.
Everything east would be what you guys, I would assume, are proposing to sell. Everything west of that alley would remain county property.
Okay.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we get the survey done? And figure all that out, make sure we're really clear on what this includes.
Okay.
And then we can figure out what we're gonna sell and get it appraised. How about that?
Sure, survey first. Write this down. If it's your stuff that you got, and just leave it there. I mean, until units get done, get moved, you got a place to put it anyway, but. Any other questions on the storage unit? What? Yeah, 3-0, I'm sorry,
But
Sheila.
that motion, do we need to hold that motion until we get the appraisal? Are we good?
Well,
Well, we can make a motion to sell it, but.
yeah, you can make a motion. I mean, you can make your motion to sell it, that's fine. But, you know, contingent on the survey and
Right.
getting all the work done.
We can always come back on the 18th. I mean,
Okay.
we'll see how soon we can get the survey. That's gonna be the big thing. But it shouldn't take a whole lot to survey that.
I wouldn't.
Get that whole piece done. Okay. Let's hold that till the 18th meeting. You guys okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah, we figure out about the survey.
Who's gonna reach out to the surveyor?
Oh, I can, it'll make a difference. I'll call this afternoon. All right. Okay, the 2020s, what, Sheila?
Second part of the storage unit was, there were funds in the bank, and there's funds in the current storage unit funds that were to be transferred by the end of the year into the new jail fund.
Okay.
So there's 2 storage unit funds that are needed, and if it doesn't get done, it will stay in the cash balance, and then we would have to do it in the January meetings, but it would be better if it was done by the end of the year.
So, yeah, we need to move
I'll
those.
send you an email.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, he's working on, get those funds transferred. 2026 resolutions, commissioner, council meetings, holidays, paydays.
We have the payday one there. Been budgeting the last 2 days, so I don't have the holidays and the paydays. I will have it at your 18th meeting.
I don't know what I've done. So on the pay schedule, she's getting us the holiday schedule. We'll have that at the next meeting. I mean, the pay schedule is what the pay schedule is. Looks good to me. But we have to have motion on it. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You get paid every 2 weeks.
Next year is an extra pay week, right, or an extra pay period,
Yeah.
next year?
It's
So
next-
how
It's
does-
next year.
How does that affect you guys?
Compensated in the actual pay days.
Okay. So it's just broken up over all of them? Okay. Yeah. Motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? 3-0. So when it comes to holidays, we don't have those yet, but we'll be getting those next meeting for the holidays. I want to discuss the holiday thing with department heads, commissioners. We're closed December 24th and 25th, and we're open on the 26th. And, lost my train of thought. We have to be open on the 26th because it's not a holiday. It's not a public holiday. 24th, 25th is. But we know that a lot of people won't be here on 26th. But it was brought to my attention, well, we're going to close on the 26th. Unless you got a mouse in your pocket. No, we're not. Because we can't. Legally, we can't. It's not a holiday. You know, if the commissioners want to change the holidays, what days you're off and what days you're not, that's up to the commissioners. I want to do what's right in the best interest of, you know, not only the employees, but also our taxpayers. You know, if people have vacation time, comp time, or whatever, you want to be off on the 26th, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want none of you to be here. But for us to close it for the continued holidays, we can't do that. That's my opinion. I've checked into it and I've asked about it, and, you know, it's not fair to the taxpayers. What's your guys' thoughts? Department heads, what's your thoughts? I mean, help us to understand. Anybody department head got a thought about it? Diane?
Smiling.
The schedule has been out for a year. You guys approved last December for all of 2026, so everybody knew we would be open on the 26th. Most people are gonna take it off. They're gonna use vacation personal comp time, and that's between them and their department heads. So if it's open, you gotta have at least one person in each office to run it for the day. It's out there. If anybody is having issues, or you have employees, or again, the sheriff's department, EMS, and their schedule rotation, sometimes it might get a little trickier, but then it would be a paid holiday for them if it's there. In the 24th and the 25th, they would go back to regular, depending on what days that they're working on that third day, but they know how to make those changes.
Anybody, department heads got any questions? Shelley, Diane, Beth? Everybody good with that? So, man, I just had it brought to my attention that, well, you know, you got commissioners who need to close it on 26th. We can't. It's, you know, I guess they've already been approved from last year for this year, so. Any other questions, concerns about the holidays?
We jump back to paydays.
Good.
So currently, we were due to get paid again on the 12th next week, and then the other paycheck would have come the day after Christmas. My payroll deputy has agreed to come in and work on that Sunday if the department heads are willing to put in a little extra time so that everybody can get paid on the 23rd before the actual Christmas holiday. That'll give them 2 paychecks instead of 1. But I need a motion that we can go ahead and change the payroll date, and we've checked. We're trying to match, and the reason I'm gonna have to have her come in on Sunday is because we also have to meet the bank schedules to get everything processed through them. But it would be nice that, if not, they have next Friday's check is the only thing they have before Christmas. So in an effort to try and get them a second check for the holidays, we would like to do that.
I don't have any problem with it. I think, yes, Dan.
Sheila, can they make it like they did that one time where we can go in on Friday night
Yes.
and approve it instead of waiting till Saturday for this?
I'm good with that. Whatever you need to do to get the employees paid their other check before Christmas I mean, that's once again, my opinion. You got two other guys sitting here that,
Does that need to be a motion?
yes.
I'll make that motion that we make that change, so we can get the second paycheck to the employees in December.
I'll second that.
All in favor, 3-0.
We will send an email out to everybody, kind of giving you the timeline and when we need it. And again, the rush is making sure that we get it before the banks close for the holidays. So if you're struggling, we'll go with the highway. If you guys, for some reason, you have overtime that particular weekend, it will just roll into the next payroll because we don't want to hold it up on getting it done. So other than that, EMA, any of your emergency services, if they for some reason are working that weekend, we'll move it to the next payroll for the guys to get paid, so.
So you're gonna let you're gonna let all the department heads know?
Everybody good with that? Department heads, good? Okay, anything else? Resolutions or any of that stuff, Sheila? We good? Department heads, I'm just holding you to the last. We have, wait a minute, we got this lady here from Purdue University, which is the extension office. And I'm gonna plead ignorance once again. I've read through it and stuff like that. You're gonna have to explain to me a little bit about this, okay?
Okay, so this is the contractual service agreement. This is the contractual service agreement between Purdue University and then the county government. So this is our line item for contractual service that pays for the services by Purdue University employees.
Okay.
And so there are 3 pages. There's a signature on page 2 and a signature on page 3. The actual amount for contractual service is on page 3 for the amount of $53,500, which was in our approved budget in the general budget that got approved.
So this has already been approved and stuff like that, correct, Sheila, through the budget, the whole 9 yards. It's been going on for quite some time, for several years. I read through it earlier. Of course, you know, everything's clear as mud. It's hard to understand this stuff, you know what I mean?
Legal terms.
Yeah, that's the reason we got him. Is this something, sir, you need to look at before we make an approval on this?
No, it's fine.
Who sets the number? Is that you
Purdue
guys?
University, the
Purdue.
business office is the one that sends us the number, and it's a 3% increase from what last year's number was.
And is it determined by the size of the county, the amount of participation?
I have no idea what the formula is, but there's something that they do that decides like how much each county pays, and I know the population goes into that decision.
Okay.
And once again, this has already been approved through the budget and stuff like that, so we're not asking for additional monies or anything like that, correct, Sheila? I make a motion that we approve the contract between the extension contractual service agreement between Purdue University and the government of Owen County.
I'll second.
All in favor?
No,
3-0. There you
And
have
then I
it.
just need one signed contract
You
to
would.
send back, so I don't even want to sign it.
That's asking a lot.
I think we got one here.
Yep.
You probably want that now so you can leave, don't you?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, there's no, are you curious? It says type name, I'm just gonna print it.
Yeah, I also thought it was interesting that wasn't a signature, it was just like, they do it on electronic signature.
Man, I've got this messed up already, so. Can't take me nowhere.
last year, you only signed page 1, so I can come back, so.
Well, I'm signing them both days, but no, I'm gonna have to hear about it from Sheila. Right, yeah, there's two of them right here. There's 2 copies. There you go, ma'am. Welcome. Any other department heads? Diane?
I do.
Hello, Diane.
Hello. About the wall in the room, is there a way to, is there funding to start?
Yeah, see that guy right there in the red sweatshirt?
Yes.
Just see him, take care of it, he'll take care of it, build a wall.
So he's gonna pay for it?
Yeah,
too? Okay.
well, we gotta get the wall built. We got some materials down at the armory.
And even if we can't move everything out of that room right now, we have time, that way we can get the equipment up here before the election.
Yes,
Okay.
let's do that. Dave,
Okay.
you get with her, so, and whatever she needs, get it done. I know we got some materials down there at the armory we can use. 2 4 studs, gonna have a door, lock, drywall. Then when she gets done with it, make sure you screw the drywall on, don't nail it. Because when she gets done with it, she won't take it down. Right? Oh, great queen? Is that correct? Okay, no problem. Anything else, Diane? Shelley?
I was gonna ask about
Oh, no.
the credit cards and conferences.
What
Is
about it?
that, I know we've run into it a few times, and I felt bad for the auditor's office, because there's so many of them going at the same time, and the cost on some of these, I know is sky high, and some of them, I mean, we don't have an option not to go to.
Sure. So what do you want? Credit card?
Well, I mean,
mean-
if we don't have enough balance, or, because this office has to have it,
I understand.
and then I have 5 people that I'm required to take to one, and, you know, it's $400 a person.
Sure. What's our best move, Sheila?
This has been all over the place. Originally, the departments had their own, and it became a problem because they wouldn't get them paid on time and were paying late fees and things. If we could go back to where some of the departments could have their own, it would simplify everything, it would make it easier in getting it. We have to sign our life away at the last bank that we went to. One of them we didn't qualify for, so our debt was not good. So
Yeah, I
we're
remember
gonna
that one.
have to allow to purchase some individual ones for the ones that do have the most. Sheriff, EMS, and Highway still have their own 3. If the clerk's office, the treasurer's office, the health department, some of your bigger ones could get them, that would open up the other current 2 cards that we have for everybody else. Just like this week, it would probably been good for you to have one.
I just paid for it.
So now we're gonna reimburse, and if they pay for it themselves, then we're not using a county credit card, then we're having to pay the other extra fees to it because we're not using our ST 105 and all of that stuff. So we're gonna have some flexibility from the current ordinance that is there to try to obtain at least 3 to 5 more cards, and individually in offices. All I can do is promise you for the last 3 years, I'll watch them like a hawk and make sure we're getting them, and if the departments aren't turning stuff in on time, I'll bring it to you and take their cards from them. But that's about the best that we can do.
Can we get a higher credit line on our cards?
You can on the 3 current ones, we just have to ask.
So like that, I was under the impression that was like a decision that the commissioners or someone had made that we couldn't, like that was the maximum credit line we get. I mean, I'll be honest, ours is maxed out 90% of the time, so.
What is the credit limit on those?
2,000.
2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we buy one piece of equipment, it exceeds.
Yeah, absolutely. Personal opinion, and I know that I'm not going to go back in the past. I don't live in the past. I ain't no future in it. we had some issues. But you know what? If people are granted credit cards and they don't do what they're supposed to, you only get to keep your credit card. Fair enough?
I have no problem with that.
I mean, if Diane needs a credit card because she got things she needs to do, I trust in Diane and Shelley and the rest of them. No different than the sheriff. He's got a credit card, but $2,000 doesn't get him very far. But, you know, for some reason, they don't pay the bill and we get late fees, stuff like that, we just take the card back.
Well, the auditor's office does a really good job. We have to sign them out. And what I do is I give them a copy when I do it of the dates and everything so that they know. And then I prepare everything so when I come back, it's ready to go down to their office. I mean,
Well, it's the maintenance guy. He's got a card, you know, and if he doesn't fulfill his obligations or does something wrong, he'll take his card away from him. Make him stand in the corner. I mean,
right.
Personally, I don't have an issue with it. If they need their credit cards increased to whatever the limit.
And I know there's issues with the banks, and I think the issues with the banks are the banks don't actually issue the credit card, it's a third party. So then the banks have, you know, it has to follow what the credit card company says. It's not the bank putting it in that way, it's the credit card companies. So that's where it becomes, the bank can't change what the credit card requires of the county.
Okay, so
So we need to change the ordinance. Can you have that done by the 18th? Because you
what's your
can't-
limit? What do you guys want your limit to be, 100,000, something like that?
That work, yeah.
But I would like it not to be more than 5,000. That'll give, if there's something major or need to bulk buy or something, that's one thing. But that also kind of limits them, because they gotta look at where their funds are at for their conferences and things like that.
5,000 more?
That would help.
Are we going to?
What's your limit, 2,000 on yours too? 5,000? Yours pretty maxed out most of the time, Chris? I mean,
No, but sometimes it's like playing Tetris, trying to figure out, buy this now and then I can have it paid off before I buy this other.
okay, well then I make a motion, or do you have to have a motion for this, all this nonsense? I make a motion to raise the current 3 credit limits to 5,000 ASAP. Yeah, go ahead.
Second that.
And
Ordinance update.
ordinance update, so people like the treasurer and clerk to get a card, same amount. Fair, 5,000 across the board for everybody. But I will say that, and I've already said it and say it again, you guys are not kids. You're responsible, pay the bill, stuff like that. We get late fees, stuff like that, cut your card up. How's that? Fair, good.
I'd like to see that reflected in the ordinance.
Put that in ordinance that misbehaving,
The thing with
no
the cards
cupcakes.
are, those can be paid out of cycle, they're considered
Yes.
one of the approved items. So, again, if they go and they use them or they order something, get it to us, we can go ahead and get it paid to where it'll
Yeah.
open the funds or go back up to the full amount that they have. It's don't wait until a claim cycle, but that's where we get into some of it.
Speaking of conference expenses, I will be reimbursing the county. I was scheduled to go to the conference. I've been sidelined by a herniated disc. I went doctor and stuff like that, got the MRI coming on Monday. So I couldn't get to go. Is that proper English? It is now. Sheila, I asked you to submit to me what that cost was of my portion. I will reimburse the county out of my own money, of course, for this, because I couldn't go. I don't expect the county to pay a bill that I was supposed to attend to something due to, you know, I got a back issue. Who doesn't? So you may know that and give me the bill, and I want that, you know, as soon as you can. I want to get it paid. I'll reimburse the county. Any other department head or elected official? Oh, are you kidding me?
I sent you guys an email
Yes.
about power load and cot. Because of the cost of that, I have to bring it to you guys to get approval to purchase. So it's over the 5,000. I hope my email made sense.
Did to me.
It's, there's another company out there that says that they make a cot now that's interchangeable, but with our equipment. However, the vendor that we currently use, or the company that we currently use, they are concerned about the quality of that cot. If something happens, that their system drops the cot and not knowing we're going to get into a situation if there's any liability of, well, you know, it was their cot that went bad, not our power load system.
Sure.
Or vice versa. So I'd like to remain with Stryker. They've always been good to us. We've already got a service contract on our equipment through Stryker. We have to, if we got with this other brand, we would have to have 2 service contracts then, and it'd just be a nightmare. I'd rather keep one brand of cot and power load system rather than mixing it up. So I'd ask you guys to approve for me to go ahead and purchase the power load and the cot for that new ambulance.
Do you have that in front of you, the cost, sir? So we'll have it on record.
I've just got for the cot right now. I think it was in that 68 and some change is what it was for the cot and the power load system.
Well, Chris, I'll tell you, like I tell other department heads and stuff like that, you know more about your department than I do. You know what your people need, you know what the patients need and stuff like that. I trust you. And, you know, I'm just one guy again, but other guys can chime in. You've been doing this for a long, long time. You know what you need. And my suggestion is you get what you know is the best fit and it's gonna work for the county. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're better off staying with one that you know has been there, proven, works. Good idea.
We've run into situations like that before. It's just like, you know, using 2 or 3 different brands of, like radio, the whole radio project, you know, you don't want
So you
3 or 4
don't want that
vendors.
something happened, all that was the cot spot, and all it was the lift, it was
Yeah.
in your, that's not gonna work.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of.
I make a motion to approve of this.
Second?
Say up to 70,000.
Yes, up to half,
Got
how much
that.
was it?
68.
68 something
So
total.
I'll make a motion to approve up to 70,000.
It'll be less than that, because I'm also working with a trade-in cot that's,
Is that the one that was in the wreck?
yes, sir. And then we've got one that's also in our off-road vehicle.
Now, I know I asked you before, but they don't do any kind of inspection where they can take that out and dive in it or whatever, look for cracks, or they don't
offer that up.
they don't offer that one.
No.
So on your motion, Commissioner Risk, it needs to state that Chris is purchasing a what and a what?
Power load and cot.
For a power load and a cot up to $70,000.
Motion's on the floor.
Second.
Second, all in favor, 3-0.
Thank you.
Do not go nowhere.
Do what?
Since you're up here, you need to stay.
Uh,
Okay, let's talk about the dispatch center, cooling, heating unit.
Okay.
You've been kind of a part of this. Matt says he didn't want no part of it.
I can understand why. It's hard getting vendors to compare apples to apples. Some of them want to do part of it and others don't want to do the other part.
In a short story on your version, can you tell us what has went wrong? Short story.
Well, short story is.
It's broke.
It's, the room upstairs at the dispatch center is, has its own heating and cooling. It's an outside mini split unit, I guess. It's got two heads that cools this room and heats the room. We're in year 5 or 6 now, and that mini split has had to be recharged 5 times this summer.
At least.
Keep that room cool. We want to keep that room cool.
5 times this summer.
This summer. We ended up calling the original installers of it to come look at it. They claimed that they found the leak in the air conditioning unit. It has had to been recharged twice now since they said they found the leak. Of course, it's out of warranty. I think at this point we could probably put a new furnace and air conditioning unit in that room and do away with the mini split that's in there. It's not really done a good job since day one. So, I got a quote from a local vendor.
Brett.
And I'm not sure he's interested in doing the drywall work of taking those heads out of the ceiling, the mini split heads out of the ceiling. So that's what I need to do, or we need to do is come up with a proposal of what needs to be done and put it out and see.
We got another, and I won't tell the cost of this, and like you want for their other one. Also got a quote from HFI. I need that quote from Levy Heating and Cooling, please. So we can compare the apples to apples, so we can make a decision on this on the 18th, because HFI has put in their own unit upstairs now, temporarily, to keep things cool. It's costing us money for that temporary unit to be up there. And I appreciate HFI coming over and doing that and keeping it cool. I appreciate Brett filling it up the several times that he did. If you could present us or send that quote, so we're comparing apples to apples. We'll make a decision on this to the commissioners. Once we get this quote, I'll make sure that you have it at hand. If something goes south between now and the next commissioners meeting, we'll call for an emergency meeting to get this resolved. Fair enough? That's the only thing I know to do, but I need that quote
From Levy.
Levy. I've got one here from HFI. If you could send that to me, or send it to all 3 of us.
If you guys are gonna be here a little bit, I can have it back in 20 minutes.
Good, we need, yeah, you can bring it back to us, because we're gonna be here, we're going into an executive session here in a little bit.
Okay.
Bring to us, if we're in a meeting, slip it around the door, that way we can compare it and make a decision by the 18th, so we can get this dispatch center up and running.
I'll get it right back to you.
Speaking of dispatch center, I got something here from Deborah Simmons. We're having some radio issues in dispatch, and ECS was available to be here at 9, so I'll not be at the meeting. Okay, things are going well here. I'll send a longer update when I have time. Just want to let you know they're having some radio issues.
So they're over there, ECS is over there now, yeah. Is that all you needed from me?
That's all I need from you.
I'll go get that for you right now.
Public comment. We got some people here from the public. Sir, I don't know you, and way in the back.
Yeah, from Hamilton Center. Cindy Rotten usually attends.
Yes.
I'm just filling in for her today.
Good, good. Young man in the back?
For the, Ms. Moss of the highway department.
Okay, for the opening up, okay. And I know this guy's from Keystone, he's here for the same reason. Okay, Chad?
One thing before we get started, we approved the pays, but it's a resolution number, so I want to make sure that the resolution number 2025-012.
012?
Yes.
012, got it right here.
2025-01.
There's one needs something. Okay. Chad,
Let's start out with some good news.
good news?
Good news. Commissioner Risk called me this morning. We had sent that mow trim tractor down to Odenag. He had found that place to have it worked on. It is ready to be picked up, and it's gonna be roughly $3,500, not $45,000.
Wow.
He told me, I asked him the price exact, he says, Dave, I can't get that to you right now, I'm not at my desk. He goes, it'd be roughly around $3,500.
At least 40,000,
Yep.
or 45,000. That's good news. I don't wanna hear no bad news.
No, that's all I got.
So if you got bad news, I don't want to hear about it.
Weather event, 4-day weather event so far. Regular hours were just under 300. Overtime hours, 153. We have taken out 637 tons of salt and sand and used 546 gallons of fuel. We're still working on it today. Got guys bringing in more sand, mixing, filling the barn back up, so.
How are we doing on salt and sand?
Sands, we got
Sand's coming, how about the salt?
salts, we're still
good?
sitting good. Yeah, we've been getting deliveries.
Okay.
One other thing, we've been, Benita and Sheila staying close contact on everything, payroll and overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Question that we take that out of 1173 this time.
What she told me to do.
Okay.
Is that correct? That's what she told us, to do. Take it out of 1173 to hold 1176 fund.
Yep. And our overtime money before we pay this event was only at $2,601.97, so.
Cool.
We'll have to do some transferring.
Is that the home risk gonna do that the rest of the year that we talked about?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is, again, normal pays are right at 30,000, so there'll be 60,000 for the 2 payrolls, and then there'll be 8 days in the last of the year that encumber for the other, and then whatever overtime is added.
Okay.
So we're looking at maybe 75,000 or so.
We still got decent cash
We
balances.
still have, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Other than that, that's all I really have.
I do
Other
want
than the bids.
the what?
Opening
Yeah,
of the
well,
bids.
He'll open the bids here in just a second.
Chad, I got a question. I would have asked you before, but I haven't had a chance. When did the first truck go out Saturday?
First truck Saturday went out at, I believe it was 6:30. I was out prior to 5:30. 5:30 Saturday, 6:30 Monday night.
Okay. Just all personal knowledge.
Any word on that truck at Hunter's?
No, I haven't spoken to him. I was by there the other day, it's still sitting outside, so it's not even in the garage yet.
So for the other 2 commissioners here, how many complaints did you get, Norm?
Complaints?
Yes.
I saw one, it wasn't directed necessarily at me. I think that the timing here was interesting. I don't think they'd had time to get out and do anything when I saw it, so. That's why I asked.
How many complaints did you get, Commissioner Risk?
Let's see, I got 1, 2, I got 3 yesterday. The 4th one was the same thing, so I got 3 total.
I didn't get any. I didn't get no complaints, and I'm good. So if we got 3 complaints and Norm's got just a visual on something, I think it's pretty good. And I'm not here to dog anybody, I'm not gonna do that, that's just not my nature, but when people call and complain, when I believe the county, I know the county highway's doing the best it can, you can't be out on all roads at the same time, can you?
No, we got a big complaint yesterday that a guy called in and said, hey, they haven't been to my road yet, but I've been out driving, they've been down Freedom Army Road 6 times. Well, we gotta drive those main roads to get back, to get to those smaller roads. It's not that we're just keep
But that's
running stuff
one of the
up.
complaints I said, you said, I've been through there, it's just slush over on baseline,
Yeah,
so.
Well, most of the people, I think, I mean, I didn't get no complaints.
and then
No.
I have recorded a couple voicemails that I will let you guys listen to that was from
Oh,
our office.
we're gonna listen.
But we can't do it in this meeting because
No.
I can't put it on YouTube.
That's a shame. That's what I'm going to address. You know, people, I understand people, everybody wants a road plowed, sanded and salt. I understand that. My God, who don't? It takes time. You can't be on all the roads at the same time. But for people to call in and cuss or threaten the highway department, barking up their own tree.
And we're
It's
not
not
only
right.
just hitting roads at that time. You've got accidents, you're trying to help EMS or
Sure.
fire, rescue, sheriff's department. I mean, it's not just
Cutting trees.
we had trees down. It's not just, and we've only got 12 trucks up and running.
I just asked the public, you know.
Every guy that we have is in a truck,
Yeah.
except for the head mechanic, and he stays in the shop. When things break, they bring it in, he fixes it, they get them back out the door. So everybody, it's all hands on deck.
And like I said, Chad, I didn't get any complaints, and he got minimal, and he, you know, he's got a visual. So overall, great. I just tell the public, please just, you know, be patient. You know, it's like when the slick roads, when they have accidents, they gotta call the EMS out, or they gotta call the sheriff's out. You know, it takes time to get there, and you can't get there, you can't be at the same place all the time. So I just tell people in the public, please be patient. We're gonna get abundance of snow this year. It's just my thought. You know, it's gonna happen. Be patient, but be courteous enough to when you call in and have some due respect for the people that's out there trying to clear your roads, whether it's the highway, the EMS, the fire department, or whatever. Don't call in and curse our employees. If you wanna call and curse somebody, call 812-821-3828. That's my number, and see how far that gets you. It's wrong. The guys in EMS, first responders, highway department are doing absolutely the best they can, fire departments, whatever the case may be. If you got a complaint, fine, but don't call in and curse our employees, our first responder staff is doing the best they can. If you got a problem and you've called in, bring your butt to the commissioners meeting and say what you had to say on your voice recorder in a public meeting. I'll let you know how far that gets you. It's not right. That's, I'm done. Attorney's over here gonna throw something. It's just not right. Appreciate what you guys are doing.
They did a good job.
Good, yeah, you did. I went out and looked at roads. I drove some roads yesterday, the day before. Yeah, you guys are still working on today. And for the public, you know, the guys can only work so many hours. We only have 12 guys. 12! And 657 road miles, give or take a mile or two. Please be patient. Anybody out there that's got a tractor and wants to help push snow off the county road, stuff like that, have at it. Help out. But don't call and curse our employees. You got anything else? You just bring that to me. Thank you, sir. You got anything?
I just need to do the bids.
Okay, I'm gonna let the county attorney's gonna open up these bids. I gotta go down and men's room, there's some coffee. You guys, you gotta go too? Yep.
I'll hold the fort now.
Can you open them while we're?
Yeah.
Sure, is that Jumbo X? Oh, I hear you.
Anybody want to go? We'll just save it for, we've got 2 more meetings, so we'll just save it for the next meeting. How are you? Sorry, break you off.
I'll get some donuts too.
You ready? Sure. You ready? Sure. Okay. First bid is from Asphalt Materials, Inc. And that bid is for
Put it in their category 2, on the outsides of the envelopes. That's a little spreadsheet, so
okay.
sorry. So there's not a total specifically, we know that they're in category 2.
Yeah.
The normal process is you announce who they are. If we can get a total, that would be fine. Then we let Chad go over and bring them back at the 18th meeting to
total.
get 1, 2. That way you got time to really look and compare and.
So that bid there don't have a total.
It had individual lines, but they didn't give a grand total.
Yeah, and it's per, they're charging per ton for these items.
Per ton?
Yeah.
Tonnage, okay.
And then, and there are different products that are listed here. Like maybe if you want to total it up and figure it out, but then we can go over it the next meeting.
David, that'll be for all our emulsions. That'll be for our emulsions, for our hole patchers.
That's what it looks like. Okay, the next one is from Civilcon Inc., category 3 for the culverts.
Next time, tell them to put a total discount, not just the individuals.
Yeah, this one's pretty long, too. Yeah. Yeah, so again, that's category 3, this is culverts, again, from Civilcon Inc. Next one is a sealed bid from E&B Paving. This is category 2 as well. Yeah, and you're gonna have to go through this and
So if you take the spreadsheet.
It's all
that
tonnage,
emailed
is that what it is?
you, and the
They're
total
putting it all
dollar
down in
amounts in
tonnage.
it, and send it back to all of them.
So you've got 9 or 10 items.
Okay.
And
It's fairly complicated.
then not only that, they can compare what they went to, that everything is important, what they say, it's tonnage or load, and it's, to me, is the bigger picture, it's might be a cheap price, but
Next one is from, well, it's category 3, E3 Bridge. Yeah, and I think, again, we're gonna have to go through it, sort it out. We have one from Great Lakes Chloride, which is category 2. And like the others, they price stuff out by the time. Next one is from Keystone Cooperative. This is bids for category 5 and category 6.
Yes.
Yeah, it's priced out per unit. Okay. Next one we have is from Lincoln Park Stone. It is for aggregate.
Okay, order one. See your check sheet real quick, Sheila, so I can mark. I didn't get the first couple while I was gone. I want to see, make sure that. So, okay. I don't have nothing for that one.
totals. Like grand total on each one, they give an individual.
Yeah, they're bidding it by.
Okay, there's no problem.
Next one is from Milestone Contractors. This is category 2. So again, we got prices out per ton.
This is a typical thing, when you guys, I know that it's come out in the second part, but has any of the other counties ever tweaked it and had like a $40 in there?
Can't with that stuff, because you've got to buy it by the ton.
So you may fix it next year's one, but
Next one is for Premier Energy for fuel oil.
The envelope says fuel/oils, so I don't know if it's category 5 and 6 or just category 5. So we'll have to read through.
Yeah, we need to know, because it just says category 5,
It is,
but,
but it does say fuel/oil on there, so we'll work on.
okay.
Next one is from Rogers Group, Inc. in Bloomington, category 1 aggregates.
There's more, I think there's 3 categories there again.
They got aggregates, guardrail,
Well, they've got some addition, there are some additional ones here in the stack, but
okay.
this one is category 1. The next one is from S&G Excavating. Just not saying the envelope was for.
Should be aggregates.
Oh, aggregate, I'm sorry. And our last one is from US Aggregates, category 1.
Do you want to take all these with you and just get copies made for me, or do you want me to come in and make copies?
We'll just have to need to come in and get copies of it all.
That's it.
Is that everything?
Yep.
And I would suggest we just take those under advisement, come back at the 18th meeting with our, that way we have a chance to go through them all, check everything out.
I make a motion, we take these under advisement, and have a chance for Chad and us to take a look at these, and come back with our decision on the 18th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Thanks for everybody who submitted. On the 18th, we'll have a decision. Appreciate everybody who submitted. Make some notes here.
That's all, I don't have anything else.
That's it?
That's
You
it.
done?
I'm done.
We'll need to, chat with you in a little bit. If you want, if you have something you need to do or can, come back. Not, you can hang out. Okay, I wanna bring up something that, I'm just getting some knowledge of. Once again, you know, ignorance is no excuse. Beth, still here? No. No, first, I'm gonna back up, always have to back up. Tonight, from 3 to 6, at, the EMA, garage, county commissioners, are providing supplemental food boxes to people. If you know of anybody that's in need, we'll be there from 3 to 6 tonight. We have some food, some different varieties. It's first come, first served basis. We're here to help anybody out that's in need. We don't turn anybody down. If we run out of food, take your name and number and we'll help you out, but there's quite a bit of stuff down there right now. Appreciate the other two commissioners, agreeing to do this. We gave away some last week. This is only our second week. It's advertised. Lindsay putting notifications all across the town, I believe, hanging up in different areas. So please, anybody that's in need, come down between 3 to 6. Just pull up there at the big overhead garage door. We'll have people there to help out, to come out and greet you, sign your name up, and get you some food. Don't hesitate. Okay, pass the word along. Second thing that's come to my attention, and we're going to be addressing this here this month and probably upcoming, and this is where Beth, we have 2 water companies here in town that's hauling out loads of spring water. And once again, you know, yeah, did I know they was doing it? Of course, did I check into it? No, I really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. But there's some things that's come to light about this, and so I want to ask Beth when the next BZA meeting. I listened to the last meeting.
The next BZA meeting will be in January. We are meeting with a hydrogeologist, a third party, to get information today. It's just the BZA members, and by invitation only. There's some other folks with the knowledge that's gonna meet with us.
Okay. Whatever you gain from that, please forward that to the commissioners.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to jump the gun on anything, but I want to know what they're doing to help our county. They're hauling water from our county, and lots of it. I don't believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, somebody just jump all over me. I haven't received, knowing about one dime this county has received from either one of these companies hauling these trucks on our roads.
That's been some of our questions.
That if anybody out there has knowledge of it, please. I don't know of any money received.
At one point, they were talking with past commissioner about helping with the roads, the ones up north that are hauling in and out every day, but I don't think anything ever came about, no money has ever been.
Me and Greg met with them. They came down and sat down with us. We said, hey, we need some money from you to help fix this road. Your trucks are tearing up. We'll get back with you. He never called back, but called and left messages, nothing.
Well, I think as the Board of Commissioners here, our due diligence is to be responsible. I want a meeting with these people.
So there's 2 separate parties.
I want a meeting with 2 different separate parties. I got some questions of my own about how much legally are they entitled to haul out on a daily basis or a monthly basis? Is there ordinance or guidelines attached to that? I do not know, because I just don't know. The second thing of it is you know, the damage to our roads. That's a big issue for me. We're under the gun, not having much money anyway, and I want to make sure that they're kicking in their fair share of helping us with these roads. I've traveled the road. You look what Rocky Hill is, and everybody says, well, don't blame it on them. Well, big trucks tear up the roads. Now, I know the farmers and loggers, they're exempt. I understand that totally. But with these water companies, once again, I have to plead ignorance because I don't know enough about it yet, so I'm not going to point fingers at anybody. But rest assured, one thing I will know about what the legalities of this is. And I want to know. I want all 3 board commissioners here to know the ins and outs of this hydrology thing. And with the county attorney, you know, we'll look into this. There's got to be significant reimbursement to this county for the roads. Significant. Significant.
And taxes.
And taxes, they're not paying the taxes over here. So, before I get a major burr under my saddle, I'd like for any information, Beth, that you can provide to us commissioners, I appreciate that, and whatever you hear today. Due diligence for us 3 commissioners is to go out and speak to these companies and these people and explain to them our concerns and see if we can't come to some sort of resolution or agreement on these issues. I'm not gonna let it go away.
Well, what has brought this up to the BZA is the current owners want to sell to other individuals or another company, and that variance that the current company has does not go with the land.
No, it's,
So that's where we have, and Corbin Averill, he's on Soil and Water.
yes.
He's on BZA, so he's, got knowledge of different individuals that we can contact. And he's the one that has brought in this third party, and they're from IU. So they'll have all the knowledge that they'll be our go-to.
okay, good, because I know Corbin is a wealth of knowledge.
He is,
But I do know that the variance would not go with this new company.
correct.
So they would have to get a new variance that would have to be approved. And if I'm jumping, if I'm wrong, then that's gonna have to come through the proper channels, if that's what they choose to do. But rest assured of one thing, one channel they're gonna have to cross is us. And I'm not picking on nobody, but we need funding for our roads.
Beth, that property out there is currently zoned how? The one out here.
It needs rezoned.
I know, what is it right now?
I think it's
But
agricultural, yeah.
it'll have to be rezoned to commercial for them to continue to do.
Should.
Now, let me throw this out there, and once again, please, public, I'm not picking on nobody. It is zoned agriculture right now. But for what they're hauling out of there, agriculture is wrong, is wrong. It should be commercial. So, turn again, if you jump on me here in a minute, or Beth, one of you. For me, sitting up here knowing that they're hauling this out, and I'm gonna get the details, how many loads they're hauling out, how much water they're
They
taking
can
out.
do 50,000 gallons a day.
Okay, how much are they taking out a day?
That's what we're there to find out. I have a list of what was taken out, and they report that to building department. Heather gets those reports.
But they're self-reporting.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm not accusing them, I'm just
no,
saying.
but they are
they're
self-reporting. Do we have any idea how many trucks come in and out a day? Have we got that knowledge yet?
Or,
I thought they had said 5 or 6, that in the.
depending on what they're hauling out, yeah.
So, for the commissioners, I think that's key information that we need to know. Because if they're zoned agriculture, and if it needs to be zoned commercial, then that's a step.
It goes
Yeah.
back to the plan commission then.
Yeah, so,
I think a thing that would help is if we go back to Heather's meeting and get a printout of what the conversations were, not just the minutes, but the verbal. And, because they give pretty specific details in there when they were talking.
Yeah,
about
we
particular
got,
time, that would be a quick reference for you and what they say that they're hauling and when they're coming and going and those kinds of things.
I wanna know exactly what they're hauling and how much they're hauling.
Get printouts so that they have them verbatim, and they'll let you know what came from the people's mouths themselves that are doing it.
And I listened to the meeting when you had the last meeting, and I don't know some people from Adam. I was not impressed. This is not about me. This is a joint effort. That's what I took from it. I'm not pointing fingers to nobody. So I want as much details and information that the commissioners can get, as soon as possible. I understand you guys have a meeting day, get to us everything you have. I wanna know how many gallons, I know how many trucks leave every day. I want, if they're self-reporting, I want their reports. If they cannot provide us reports,
Well, we have.
you got them,
reports.
okay. So, any information you can get us, I appreciate that, because this is going to come up again.
Do we have any idea how the one on Keeler Road is zoned currently?
No, see, and that's what I wanna look at, what they're doing as compared to what this other company's doing. Cause I have no idea on the Keel Road, I'm not even sure, I know that it's, maybe we can get some information today.
What is, and of course, the company's not here to defend itself, so I'm not picking on them, but what are we getting back?
Nothing.
The old saying is,
taxes.
On that,
On ag as opposed to commercial?
Don't disagree, but
well, this is, so for the public that's listening, this is, this is kind of a new subject come up. We're not done with it. It's gonna be extensive, but, we're gonna get the answers, and we'll have more meetings over this to discuss how the commissioners want to proceed with their findings. Sound good? You commissioners got anything?
If they recess instead of adjourn this meeting, and they come back in after the executive meeting, or does it?
Sure. Yeah, as long as you recess it.
Yeah. So, anybody from the public got anything you wanna say? Dale, you've been quiet a little more. You said a word. You want a donut, don't you, buddy? I can tell. Anybody else got anything? I'm gonna make a motion that we recess this meeting. We'll be going into an executive session right at noon. After the executive session, if need be, we'll reconvene the commissioners' meeting. Meeting is recessed. Thank you all for coming.